Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayana Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaparayesha Budhreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, in the Canto 4, chapter 24, is such a wonderful opportunity to understand the glories of the Lord from the direct words of Lord Shiva, who heard it directly from Lord Brahma. In that way, we can see how the parampara is there and we understand the importance of it. We can't go to anyone whom we like the way that he speaks, whom we like the way he acts, whom we like the way it benefits us for our own satisfaction, that we are part of a parampara, we are part of a sangha. mm. But we should understand that the root is Krishna. Mm. The other day when I think Adirasa Prabhu was sharing a photo where all the gurus of the world were depicted in a small iconic way. There we can see we see so many swamis coming to the earth to restore dharma in one way or the other. And the topmost is Sarva Dharma. What Krishna is establishing is the Sarva Dharma, that is Krishna consciousness. Uh, we have to understand that parampara is the um, only shelter. So, coming back to our Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Canto 4, this is Rudra Gita. I don't know, from which verse should we continue? Anyone can help me out?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
66 or?
No, we completed the complete thing, Prabhuji.
No, I think you read completely, but we didn't discuss few verses.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yes, from 69 onwards.
69, correct? Yeah, I
Yes.
left some 10 verses
Yes,
to
Prabhuji.
go through. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, let's start. Idam Japata Bhadram Vo Vishuddha Nrupa Nandana Swadharmam Anutishtanto Bhagavati Arpitasaya. So this is the result. Here he's saying, after Lord Rudra has spoken everything, after he has offered his prayers to the Lord, after he has appreciated that only devotion is the best thing, and finally he is concluding to the Prachetas, the sons of Prachina Parishat, saying that, my dear sons of the king, just execute your occupational duties as kings with pure heart. And just chant this prayer, fixing your mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. That will bring you all good fortune, for the Lord will be very much pleased with you. So this is this is what this Lord Shiva is saying. In this, if we are careful, then we can understand. It's very important that we are in a class. We are in a special class. What is the class? That we have not dedicated our life 100% to Krishna, that we have left all our rules and responsibilities, duties, and all those things. So, as per that, here, Lord Shiva is advising, which we can take, that there are few things. Idam Japata Bhadram Vo, that chanting of this Rudra Gita is so important that one can benefit, because this pleases the Lord. This will bring you all good fortune, for the Lord will be very much pleased with you. The question sometimes in our day-to-day life comes, if someone is asking, why are you doing this? We will say, because some X, Y, or Z has said to do. Oh, let me a second. I don't know. Yeah. able to see the screen, right? Back.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So in every endeavor that we are doing, we always are looking for some benefit, and some benefit is the motivator. And without a benefit, we think that our time is precious, our money is precious, our resources are precious, and we do not want to give any attention to it, because by giving attention to it, we think that we are the losers. And definitely, yeah, otherwise, yeah, it would be something similar to a madman. If he is doing whatever is coming on his way, doing whatever if someone is saying, but there should be a purpose of what we are doing in our life. If some X is coming and telling to do this, we should understand what is the benefit. But this, we should be very careful to know really what is our what is the benefit we get from it. Is it a temporary benefit that can perish after a due course of time, or is it a permanent benefit that can elevate us beyond this life? So we should understand what is that we are getting when we are doing any endeavor. Uh, it is not a selfish interest. It is a minimum interest. We should have minimum interest to uplift ourselves. We should know what is the purpose, and we should at least do the purpose. Just imagine having a wonderful car having everything but doesn't has fuel in it. It can't move anywhere. So just arranging our life with everything that we want doesn't bring anything, unless what is most important thing, that if it is there, then it can actually help us to move. Uh, so what is that? Here we are saying that Lord Shiva is saying, my dear sons, mm, Prachetas, execute your occupational duty as kings with pure heart. So this is first thing. So we should understand that we should engage ourselves in our duties. If we are not doing it, mm, Lord Krishna gave personal, uh, um, I would say, a discourse to Arjuna in the battlefield. Usually classes are done early, and in the battlefield, it's only um, exchanging of arrows, strategies, and all these things. But here, Lord Krishna spoke to Arjuna in the teachings of how one should lead a purposeful life, and as part of that, uh, one should understand his duty and fulfill the responsibilities of the duties. So, Lord Shiva is saying not to stop the duties as kings. Hmm. Just chant this prayer, fixing your mind on the lotus feet of the Lord. So chanting the holy name of the Lord is very important. Hmm. In that time it was the Rudra Gita, or for this time it is Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So chanting the name of the Lord is very, very important. Why it is important? Not just because it pleases the Lord. Huh? It's not only that it pleases the Lord, but it will also bring all good fortune. So that is very, very important. If we understand that this is the key, then we know, okay, the motivation is there, uh, which is beyond this life. And one second. So the benefits is what we are going to understand today, just from the direct words of Lord Shiva. Mm. The prayers offered by Lord Shiva are very authoritative and significant. Now, these words are very authoritative and significant. Rudra Gita is very authoritative, and it's also very significant. Why? It can one can attain perfection by reciting this, and it brings good fortune. So, in the purport, Prabhupada is mentioning that the real purpose of life is to become a devotee of the Lord. It doesn't matter whether one is situated, whether one is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, American, Englishman, Indian, etc. One can execute devotional service anywhere and everywhere in the material existence simply by offering prayers unto the Supreme Lord. The Hare Krishna Mahamantra also says, what is the meaning of it? What is, because if someone is saying a chant, we may ask, hey, who told, why should I chant? You may say, someone else told you. And if you go to that person, he may say, someone else told. No, the understanding is very important, to understand that, my dear Krishna, my dear Lord Ram, oh energy of Lord, Hare, kindly engage me in your service. That is what it means. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the understanding. Hare Krishna mantra is also uh, addresses the Supreme Lord by his name. This is what, when we're talking about his name, and invokes good fortune by petitioning the Lord to allow one to engage in devotional service. Devotional service, bhakti, is not an activity. Bhakti is not an activity. Just like we have so many day-to-day activities. We get up in the morning, we refresh ourselves, we may go for a walk, we may have a breakfast, we may have uh, um, um listen to the news. So many things are activities. Bhakti is not at all an activity. Bhakti is something that is given by the Lord uh, out of his causeless mercy, and that is what we call as bhakti. We are engaging in uh, devotional service, which is bhakti. We are engaging in devotional service, or we are engaging in bhakti, but this is not to be understood as an activity. But by petitioning to the Lord is granting us, and whatever is granting that we can engage ourselves, that is called as bhakti. Although one may be situated in a lowly position, he can execute devotional service under any circumstances. As stated, Ahituki apratihata. Devotional service cannot be checked by any material condition. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, Jnane prayasa uh, udapasya namanta eva jivanti sa mukharitam bhavadiya vartam sthane stitha sruti gata tanuvan manobhir ye prayaso ajita jitopayasi tais trilokyam. One may remain situated in his own place or in his own occupational duty and still lend his ear to receive the message of the Lord from realized souls. This Krishna consciousness movement is based on this principle. This is what we understand, that the supreme occupation, dharma, for all humanity is that by which men can attain to loving devotional service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotional service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted. Whatever अहेतुकी अपराधिहता, he said, सबै पुंसां परो धर्म यतो भक्तिर अधोक्षजे अहेतुकी अपराहिता अप्रतिहता ययात्मा सुप्रसीदति. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna, Sukadeva Goswami is helping us to understand the glories of devotional service is not ordinary. Savai pumsam paro dharmo. The supreme occupation, para pumsam means stop. Savai pumsam paro dharma yato bhakti radokshaje. Devotion to the Lord. And ahaituki apratihata. It is to be unmotivated, cannot be checked by any material condition. It cannot be checked uninterrupted. It can be uninterrupted. Yayatma suprasidati. Then a person can be completely satisfied. That is what is the understanding. So the Krishna consciousness movement is based on that. And then it goes further. Let me see. Therefore, O sons of King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, is situated in everyone's heart. He is also within your hearts. Therefore, chant the glories of the Lord and always meditate upon Him continuously. Asakrita, significant here, for it means not just for few minutes, but continuously. So this is the thing. Tam evatmanam atmastham sarva bhuteshva avastitam पूजयध्वं गृह्णन्तश्च ध्यायन्तश्च sakrita dharim. Dharim means this is a word cha sakrita harim. When we join together, that that is harim to the Lord, and asakrita means uninterruptedly or continuously. Dhyayantat, to always meditate upon him. So he is saying the Supreme Lord Hari is situated in everyone's heart. He is also within your hearts. Therefore, chant the glories of the Lord and always meditate upon Him continuously. So, in the purport, Prabhupada is saying that is the instruction given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hmm? In Sikshashtam, Kirtaniya Sadahari. In Sikshashtakam, we have this, the holy name of the Lord should be chanted 24 hours daily. Therefore, in this Krishna consciousness movement, we request the devotees to chant at least 16 notes on their beats daily. Actually, one has to chant 24 hours daily, like Thakur Haridas, and who was chanting the Hare Krishna mantra 300,000 times daily. Indeed, he had no other business. Some of the Goswamis, like Raghunath Das Goswami, were also chanting very rigidly and also offering obeisances very rigidly. In Srinivas praise to Shad Goswamis, Shad Goswam Ashtakam, we come across this Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Natibi, Kala Vasin Krita. This Sankhya Purva is very important. Maintaining a numerical strength, Sankhya Purvaka, to fulfill a committed number. Not only by Raghunath Das Goswami chanting the holy name of the Lord, but he was also offering obeisances in same prolific numbers. So whenever he was doing chanting, he was also paying obeisances, again chanting. So in that way, because the princes were ready to enter into some severe austerities in order to worship the Lord Shiva advised them to constantly chant of and meditate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This it is significant that Lord Shiva personally offered his prayers to the Supreme Lord, just as he was taught by his father Lord Brahma. Similarly, he was also preaching to princes according to the parampara. One not only should practice the instructions received from the spiritual master, but also distribute this knowledge to one's disciples. So, the other day people were asking, okay, how many kinds of gurus are there? Yeah. Here we can see that a perfect guru is one who is um, uh, following his guru, and not only following his guru, he is also leaving the legacy, so that others, that's whatever he has attained, he is distributing to others, so that in that way the whole parampara system can be maintained. Hmm. So So in this particular verse, we can see the importance of how to commit ourselves, the importance of chanting not for a moment or for a minute or a few hours, but if we have the capacity to actually go deeper to establish or re-establish our relationship with the Lord through this process of chanting. And the Supreme, the word Atmanam Atmastham Sarva Bhuteshva Avasthitam are also significant. The Lord is the origin of all living entities. Because the living entities are part and parcel of the Lord, He is the father of all of them. One can search out the Supreme Lord very easily within one's heart, for He is situated in every living entity's heart. So, in this verse, the process of worshipping the Lord is considered to be very easy and complete, for anyone can sit down anywhere and in any condition of life, simply chant the holy names of the Lord. By chanting and hearing, one automatically engages in meditation. So, this means practicing bhakti is very easy. It's not so difficult. One may say, no, I don't have a temple around me. I have to go many kilometers. Oh, it's very difficult. Oh, let me set up a small altar at my home and start worshipping. Some may think that, oh, that's also not practical. That's also not possible. The society is there. The people may think, what am I doing? No, I don't even have space for it. The best thing is to understand, to get into, in, seek the Lord from within the heart. Uh, and is it easy? No, it's not so easy because we have never had such a training, we never had such an experience. But when we attend some kind of japa retreats uh, to understand how we can connect ourselves to the Lord within our heart, then we can exchange our what do you call? Yeah, we can offer our prayers to the Lord. Yeah, and uh, for that matter, we don't. Yeah, are not whole and soul relying only to visit a temple, only sit in the temple, only there offer our prayers, all our request sheet that we have made. No, we can engage in devotion, chanting the holy name of Lord anywhere, everywhere, in whatever circumstance we are, in whatever condition we are. It is not that let me take a thorough clean shower and then start. For that matter, for taking the name of the Lord, there is no such restriction. Uh, Otherwise, how is it possible to do chanting 24 hours a day when we are saying continuously chanting? So even when someone is taking a bath, he can chant the name of the Lord. When someone is cooking, he can take the name of the Lord. When someone is eating also, yeah, when we see Babajis, right? They don't, yeah, even between when they are taking a meal, while they are eating, whenever there is a gap, they are all taking Hari Hari, they are taking the name of the Lord. So in that way, observe ourselves in chanting the name of the Lord. There are no such any kind of restrictions. One can always chant the name of the Lord. So Atmanam Atmastam Sarva Bhuteshva Avasthitam. So that's very very important. And then Yoga Desham Upasadhya Dharayanto Munivrata Samahita Diya Sarva Etad Abhyasatadrita. Hmm. Uh, Abhyasata means practice. And Ad Adrata means Adruta, great reverence. Hmm. Udruta means intense. Adruta means reverence. Aradhya, and then that Adruta. My dear princess, in the form of a prayer, I have delineated the yoga system of chanting the holy name. All of you should take this important stotra within your minds and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. So, by chanting the name of the Lord, we become sage. Hmm. Yeah, we may have heard by reading page by page, one becomes sage. Yeah. We cannot become a sage in case if we are taking to uh, the pages of mundane life. We may read so many biographies. We may want to write our own biography where it's all about me, me, me. But rather, when we take to the pages of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, pages of Bhagavad Gita, yeah, we can become sage. One may think, oh, this is so sophisticated. I can't understand the Vedas. I can't understand the Vedantas, the essence of the Vedas. I can't. Uh, no problem. Doesn't matter. What principle of all this? So is to understand. The purpose of this is to understand one thing. What is that one thing? Is to become Krishna conscious. So even if one is attaining the knowledge from those pages to become a sage, one can attain same sage by taking to the chanting the name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are not able to estimate the potency of the holy name. That is the reason we are thinking it's not so great. But when we practice this, what is that? Abhyasat, Abhyasat, uh, Adritaha, mm, with sincere reverence to the holy name, not just like casually, but with great respect to the name of the Lord. That, oh Lord, please engage me in your service. Oh Lord Ram, oh Lord Krishna, oh your energy, may you allow me to engage in your service. This with this reverence, if we offer our prayers and practice chanting, that gives what? Uh, all of you should take this important Stota Vinaya and promise to keep it in order to become great sages. We are thinking it takes ages to become sage. But no, to become sages, it's not so difficult. To become sages, what we have to do is we have to sincerely endeavor. We have to commit our life such a way that we are able to give time to the chanting the name of the Lord, not in a hurry burry, not in a commitment mode, but in a true loving mode where we can focus in the name of the Lord. And yeah, that moment, how can we miss a moment when we are chanting that the Lord is going to talk to us? Chanting is not just a mechanical process. Chanting is actually a communication, a means of communication between me and my Lord. And through this process of communication, what am I doing? I am able to say what am I doing, and I'm also trying to hear what the Lord is saying. And in that, one can absorb oneself. Doesn't matter whether we are in England or whether we are in London, yeah, or whether we are in India or whether we are in America or wherever we are, we can establish a connection. Just like uh, though people are scattered all around the world, but the through means of a communication platform, they are able to exchange conversations, talks. We can also, doesn't matter the Lord, whether He is inside us in our heart as Paramatma, or He is overseeing from uh, above, beyond this material creation, but the Lord is same. And we can establish through the process of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Through this process of chanting, um, this is Bhakti Yoga. Uh, it is not Hatha Yoga. It is not Hatha Yoga, and Hatha Yoga is very, very difficult, very challenging. How much concentration are we having these days? Uh, no, by practice, by abhyasa, we can attain, yes. But how much are we able to become perfect yogis in this life? Uh, Even if we are becoming such a yogi, it becomes a news. If someone is becoming a yogi, it becomes a news that people bring all their cameras and mics and start interviewing, and where is the peace? The purpose is gone. And such persons who have advanced, uh, there is a likelihood they may fall down. Might think, hey, you are getting something and you're getting something and you want to do it more. You are motivated by those special powers that we are getting, and then we lose the whole purpose. The purpose of even Hatha Yoga is to do what? To connect to the Lord. And there are so many rules and regulations for Hatha Yoga system that it is practically impossible to perform in this age. The alternate system of Bhakti Yoga is very easy, not only in this age, but in others as well. For this yoga system was advocated long back, long ago by Lord Shiva when he advised the princess. So we understand Bhakti Yoga system is not newly introduced. For even 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna recommended to Arjuna. He tells, Yoginam api sarvesham madgatir antaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam Same Yukta Tamo Mata. Yukta Tamo Uttama. Yeah, Yukta Tamo means the topmost. Yoga is what? To engage oneself in uh, worshipping the Lord. Of all yogis, he who always abides me in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united. Yukta Tamo with me in yoga and is the highest of all. So the topmost yogi is he who constantly thinks of Krishna within himself and chants the glories of the Lord. In other words, this system of Bhakti Yoga has been existing from the time immemorial and is now continuing in this Krishna consciousness movement. When we are talking about parampara, we can see how the parampara is. That it is not that Srila Prabhupada has created something. In this age, I think when I'm now in the United States, they don't know how to do yajnas, they don't know how to do they may not get the wood, they may not get the clarified butter. That's why, let's say, it may also do its purpose. No, chanting the name of the Lord has been there since time immemorial. The word Munivrata is significant in this regard because those who are interested in advancing in spiritual life must be silent. So, silence means talking only of Krishna Katha. We talk about Mauna Vrata. Mauna Vrata. Mauna means to be silent. Vrata means to take a vow. So, but the real purpose that mode, what is he doing? He's diving deeper inside himself by becoming silent. By what does it mean by becoming silent? Is by disconnecting with the world. Mauna Vrata is performed such a way that, okay, now I'm not going to talk with anyone. Why? Because when I don't talk with anyone, slowly my thoughts might settle down because there is no external factors that might impact me, so that my internal uh, well-being, my internal balance is disturbed. No, I'm disconnecting myself with the world. There are nowadays so many camps. 4 years back, I had one who works in a company. He practices yoga. He is from Tamil Nadu. He practices yoga. He's so very nice, down to earth person. And he said, you know what? There is a place here around where they are. There's going to be a 3 day or 5 day, I don't know, a camp, a yoga camp. And as part of that, you just sit there. You don't talk to anyone. You don't have to, I mean, you shouldn't sleep, by the way. And then you discover yourself. Hmm? So this is a seeking mode. Yeah. And what is the success of seeking mode? Yeah, you may know some truths of your life, but that truths itself is not the ultimate truth. One may understand that, yeah, I have gone so deeply connected with this world that I'm living, which is not the real. So let me lead a life of detachment, uh, nivritti, going into the detached mode of life. It is all good, all fine, but that's not going to work, because as soon as you come from the family, you again with yeah no, but we have to understand that when we are taking to this muni vrata, this mauna vrata is of this mauna vrat, uh, or the uh, mm, silence. Yeah, here it says because those who are interested in advancing in spiritual life must be silent. We have to understand what is this silence means. Even when we are sleeping, we are very silent unless we are snoring very badly. But does it mean that when we are sleeping, oh, now we are doing Mauna Vrata or we are Muni Vrata so that we can become sage after sleeping few years? We become Munis. But we didn't attain that stage because not to be not talking, not is means one only talks of Krishna Katha. Because only by this process one is disconnected with this material world, disconnected with his because just when one is engaging in Krishna Katha, what is happening? Learning the glories, learning the glories of the Lord and his devotees. And that is what is called silence. Silence to the world. Though we may see a person is talking, he's not talking nonsense. He's talking only about the glories of the Lord. He's only talking about Krishna Katha. So silence is the purpose of senses. What is the purpose of ears? What is the purpose of mouth? What is the purpose of mind? Uh, so we can see this that savai mana Krishna padara vindayor vacha Vaikuntha Gunanu Ambarish always fixed his mind on the lotus feet of the Lord and talked of Him only. That is the life to become as good as great saint, simply by not talking unnecessarily with unwanted persons. We should understand what is Sangha. We should understand what is Asanga. We should always look for Sangha. We should always detach from Asanga. Because we are given intelligence. The intelligence must be very sharp. Samahita diya. This is what a Muni is recognized by. What is that? Samahita diya. And should always be acting in Krishna consciousness. The word etad abhyasa uh, adrita indicates that if one takes and practices them without a spiritual master, it is going to be very, very difficult. We may not know that it's impossible, but at least we can appreciate the difficulty in it because we tried many things ourselves and we have utterly failed. We may have a great fighting spirit, we may fight against whatever is coming. No, why should we do that when there is an easy way? How many of us are quite interested to find the easy way rather than taking a challenge on ourselves? Hmm? We all are looking for a easy. I think world is already gone quite difficult. It's very, very um, prime time to find a way out and that to a easy way out. And how can we attain that? We can attain that by taking to this process of accepting a spiritual master, accepting someone as our guru. What is wrong in it? After all, we have been doing that in our school days. In our school days, there is this upadhyaya, there is this acharya. Uh, of course, these we talk in English words, teacher, here in, what is that? I don't know, in Germany, there are teachers, lehrers. There are also one who is taking care while being a teacher. So there are different kinds. So we have been taking support of so many, but we didn't take any one of them as our role model that we want to become like this for as our life ambitious goal. No, we did also that. Someone is playing very nicely in cricket, then we think, hey, if at all I want to become a cricketer, I want to become like him, I want to become like her. So this accepting someone as our role model, accepting someone as our goal to attain that is has always been there. So to accept a spiritual master for a spiritual success is very important. We can attain many material successes, but that is not going to help us in any way. Rather, we should understand what is the spiritual goal that I have. That is the only goal. And how can I attain that? Just like I have been looking for a master, I was looking for a guru, I was looking for an acharya. Let me also seek shelter of such a spiritual master, and he is going to tell me what doesn't work and what will work. And why should I put time for what doesn't work? No, because I am smart. I will just go for easy ways, unless I am pulled and pushed to attain to take up some very very challenging, which cannot be attained uh, by simple endeavors. Yeah, then let me do. But otherwise, when we are under the guidance of the spiritual master, all things are easy, and we know in that way bhakti yoga process is very very practical, sublime, and easy. So, and so Lord Shiva is saying, Idam aha purasmakam bhagavan vishwasrak patihi bhrav adinam atmajanam sishrukshu samsishirtasam. This prayer was first spoken to us by Lord Brahma, the master of all creators. The creators, headed by Bhrigu, were instructed in these prayers because they wanted to create. Hmm. When was it that Lord Brahma spoke? Is that, yeah, Lord Brahma, being a very humble servant of Lord Krishna, after he got the instruction, when he did the tapa, uh, when he first emerged from the lotus flower. Then he tried to find himself. He went from top to bottom, all the 14 planets, but he could not find what is the purpose for him. What is all this about? The universes are there, but what is the purposes of it? Then he sat in meditation. When he was sitting clueless, then he heard word tapa, tapa, and then he thought, oh, I should now do tapasya to understand. He did the tapasya, and the Lord appeared and he instructed everything. And Lord Brahma got the instruction of progeniting or expanding the population in the material worlds. And then he had created sages, and Bhrigu is also present, Lord Shiva is also present, and when they were present, um, uh, this prayers were instructed to be followed, to be sung, to be made perfection. Lord Brahma was created by Lord Vishnu, and then Lord Brahma created Lord Shiva and other great sages headed by Bhrigu Muni. These great sages included Bhrigu, Marichi, Atreya, uh, Vashishta, and others. All these great sages were in charge of creating population. So this is very important. Last few weeks we are discussing about, is it sannyas or is it grahastha? Huh? So just imagine if there were only sannyas, if there were only kumaras, yeah, 4 kumaras, there is no more population, isn't it? Hmm. Whereas the service of the Lord is that they expand the progenation, the population in the universe. So that's where great sages, they took this as a service. Hmm. All these sages were in charge of creating population. Since there were not very many living entities in the beginning, Vishnu entrusted Brahma with the business of creation, and Brahma, in his turn, created many hundreds and thousands of demigods and great sages to continue with the creation. At the same time, Lord Brahma cautioned all his sons and disciples by reciting the prayers now recited by Lord Shiva. So creation is nice, but we should be very careful what kind of creation. In in this world, we are creating so many things, so many so many ways of how to enjoy in this world, or at least not suffer in this world. Hmm. So the material creation means material engagement, but material engagement can be counteracted if we always remember our relation with the Lord, as that relationship is described in these prayers recited by Lord Shiva. So when we ourselves on this world, what to do? Hmm. Uh, just imagine, if I have a disease. Huh? If I have a disease, then should I just suffer? Hmm? Then what is the need of medicine? What is the purpose of medical field? Hmm? We should understand, yeah, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi. Yeah, I understand there is a death. Okay, what should I do? I can't do anything. Vyadi, oh, there is a disease. I don't do anything. There's old age. Oh, what can I do? Nothing. Birth. Yeah, when someone is dead, he will take birth again. So these problems are anyway out of my control. What should I do? So let me solve the problems which are in my hand. What is the problem? Taking care of family, taking care of friends, taking care of my own um, plans, desires. No, not that. Rather, we should understand the material creation and the material engagement is not good for us. There is a way out. There is a solution for these problems of Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. There is a solution for this old age, disease, birth, and death. We should look for that. We should work out our plans for that. Lord Vishnu entrusted Brahma in the creation in the business of creation. I think in our office also we are given business of taking care of something, to create something or to maintain something, and we should not think, hey, this is the job. We should understand, creation is a responsibility, and that creation has a purpose if it is in the service of the Lord. If we create something so that we can engage that in the service of the Lord, uh, then that is the real purpose of it. The metal creation means metal engagement. In this way, we can remain constantly in touch with the Supreme Lord if we do take to these prayers. The Krishna consciousness movement is especially meant for this purpose. So we don't have to give up everything that we have now in the hand. We don't want to jeopardize our plans of, oh, I want to lead a very happy life. Yeah, we can continue all these things, but we should do what? We should bring Krishna in the center. Krishna consciousness movement. In this material world, everyone is engaged in some particular occupational duty. If you are talking about Varnashrama, there is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras, and everyone are engaged in their occupational duty. But if one remembers his first duty, what is that? Keeping in constant contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything will be successful. When we are talking about what is that Supreme Dharma, Paradharma, no? Sarva Dharma, not even Paradharma, Sarva Dharma, what is that? To always surrender to the Supreme Lord, keeping in constant contact with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How can we do that? We can always remember the names of the Lord. We can always remember the glories of the Lord. We can always speak Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. It's not at all difficult. Even in the age where we are living, hearing to the names of the Lord is always sublime. Just we don't have to do anything. These days technology is advanced. We just turn on Japa machine. What do you call this? Japa box, I think. Where Prabhupada, yeah, one can hear to his transcendental Japa, to his Kirtan. Uh, okay, we have phones. Yeah, we can also have a playlist. Only keep hearing to um, the transcendental sound, vibration, chanting of the holy name. So keeping in constant contact with the Supreme Lord is very important, because that is everything brings to success. All other things are only kind of okay, yeah, duties, as long as we have still attachments. And at least I can say I have lot of attachment. So for me, a regulated life, hmm, by following the varnashram, by engaging the role of a grihastha. Grihastha means I am not a sense seeking, no, sense pleasure seeking person, but rather actually engaging in the sacrifice. Grihastha, every ashram has a yajna. Uh, Grihastha ashram yajna is uh, that to support the other varnas, to support the family, so that the family becomes devotional. That is what is the dharma. That is what is the yajna that one performs in Grihastha life. If one simply executes the rules and regulations of Varnashram Dharma in the role of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and keeps busy and does not remember one's eternal relationship with the Lord, one's business and activities as well as occupational duties will simply be a waste of time. And this is confirmed in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Dharma Swanutishtan Pumsam Vishvaksena Kathashu Ya Notpadayed Yadi Ratim Shrama Eva Hi Kevalam. Shrama. Either we have Harinam Eva Kevalam or we have Shrama Eva Hi Kevalam. What is that? The conclusion is that even if one is busy executing his occupational duties, his business in Krishna consciousness need not be hampered. Even if we are doing whatever we are doing, oh, how can I now change my direction? I thought attaining success means to go to south. I have been planning all my life how to go in the southern direction, and now you come and tell me turn your boats to to the north. How is it possible? It's not at all possible. No, we cannot move our boat straight away in the northern direction, but we can start, and we need favorable conditions. Yeah, I understand I should go in the northern direction, but just by understanding, we are not able to go. We need favorable conditions. We also need favorable endeavor for it. We need to start rowing. We need to change the direction, and we need to have favorable wind. All these things is possible by practicing bhakti. And then the conclusion is that even if one is busy executing his occupational duties, instead of giving, how many hours are we giving for ourselves? I think we are giving a good amount. Why can't we compromise with our own, with the war we have in our mind. Is it me or Krishna? Me or Krishna? Why don't we give? Why don't we lose for a while? And then, yes, we say, yes, it's for Krishna. Let me do. And then that way, what can we do? Even small um, moments that we can save and execute in devotion, uh, that is what will bring us. Otherwise, what is happening? Uh, Shrama eva kevalam. We are working very hard. You cannot find someone if you ask, hey, do you have time for me? Uh, Especially if you ask a stranger, hey, do you have a time for me? Uh, Only two people will tell, yeah, I have time. Who are they? One who has no goal in his life, right? Right? A person who has no goal in his life, he say, yeah, I can come and help, yeah, because he has no purpose in the life. And then there is another person who is saying, yeah, I do have time for you. The second person is one who is very compassionate. Though he is very busy, he sees that, oh, let me help him so that he can become Krishna conscious. Hmm? Or others are there, they are also seeing by helping him, what can I get? That is a business. Hmm. So we see that it's very important that um, to engage oneself in occupational duty is very important. Shrama means endeavor, which is hard, difficult, and also fruitless. We are thinking we are getting fruit. I worked, I got money, so this is no more shrama. Huh? You know what is parishrama, right? Uh, so we are thinking we are working hard and we are given reward for it. So yeah, fine, all good. No, shrama means something that's useless. Yeah? And seva is something that whatever we do, if we are getting the real benefit, that is seva. Shrama and seva. We have to understand. Shrama means with all endeavor, but it's not really what we want. We are getting it. We are getting something. We may think that it is right, but what we get, if it's not helpful to real me, the spirit soul, then it is all shrama, waste of time, waste of effort. But seva is something that when we engage, every moment of result, what is coming out of it? Uh, because the Lord is pleased. When the Lord is pleased, I am pleased. When the Lord is pleased, everyone is pleased. Then what will happen? Um, Sarva Bhadram. Everything is becoming auspicious, careful. So that is seva. Seva eva hi kevalam. Not shrama eva hi kevalam. It's not just only effort, effort, effort. We want the best result. That is possible only by seva. Um, and what kind of seva? He has simply to execute devotional service of Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting and remembering. One need not abandon his occupational duty. Yatah pravritti bhutanam yena sarva idam tatam swa karmana tam uh, abharchya siddhim vindati manava. Hmm. Krishna is saying in the last chapter, he's saying, by worship of Lord, who is the source of all beings and who is all pervading, man can, in the performance of his own duty, attain perfection. Thus, one can continue with this occupational duty, but if he worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Lord Shiva, herein prescribes, he attains his perfection of life. Swanutishta dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. One should continue executing our occupational duties, but if we try to satisfy the Supreme Lord by our duties, then our lives will be perfected. So, what is that? It is not Shrama. What is that? Haritoshanam, Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. What is that? Swanusti Swanu, sorry, Swanustishta Anushta. Yeah, we know this. Swa Anushtistasya dharmasya. Uh, Swanustishtanu. Yeah, this is the word. So, this is what is the perfection. By engaging ourselves in satisfaction of the Lord, when the Lord is pleased, we are pleased. We should understand that. We cannot be independently happy. Otherwise, yeah, there is no um, suffering in this world, because everyone has his own plans, and if he can all attain himself without need of the Lord, uh, it's not going to work, because we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. In fact, we have relationship with the Lord. We are not supreme independent. We should understand this. Uh, so when all the Prajapatis were ordered to create by Lord Brahma, we chanted these prayers in praise of Lord and became completely free from all ignorance. Thus, we were all able to create different types of living entities. And in the purport, how much time we have? Yeah, in the purport, Prabhupada is giving that in this way the creation came. It didn't come based on Darwin's theory. The nonsensical Darwin's theory of evolution is not applicable here. It is not that intelligent human beings did not exist millions of years ago. It is not that there was this, what do you call, gorillas? No, not gorillas. What, whom we think our predates or ancestors? Um, Sapiens. What are the sapiens? I forgot. Different kind.
Homo sapiens.
Homo sapiens, right? And there are so many other sapiens which are very, very dull, and now the brain is refined, so that now we are the most intelligent being of the whole creation. No, it's the other way. On the contrary, it is understood that the most intelligent creature, Lord Brahma, was first created. Then Lord Brahma created other saintly sages like Marichi, Bhrigu, Atreya, Vashishta, and Lord Shiva. Then in their turn created different types of bodies according to karma. In Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Lord Kapila told his mother that living entity gets a particular type of body in accordance to his work, karma, and that his body is decided upon by higher authorities. It is not just because I worked hard, I have a lot of money, and I can go to Germany. No, the German authorities, irrespective of how much money you have, irrespective of how many qualifications you have, if they want to grant, only then we can enter. The higher authorities as appointed by the Supreme Lord are Lord Brahma and other Prajapatis and Manus. Thus, from the beginning of creation, it can be seen that the first creature is the most intelligent. That is not that so-called modern intelligence has developed by gradual process of evolution. In Brahma Vaivarta Puran, there is gradual evolutionary process, but it is not the body that is evolving. All the bodily forms are already there. Just like there is a one-star hotel, two-star hotel, three-star hotel, five-star hotel, all are there. It is only how a person is moving from one hotel to the other, and then he is part of it. Yeah, or he is thinking that okay, he belongs to that. We can understand from this verse that from the very beginning of creation, different varieties of living entities were already existing. It is not that some of them have become extinct. Everything is there. It is due to our lack of knowledge that we cannot see things in their proper perspective. So in this way, Daiva Netrena is very important. We need the divine eyes to understand this, divine eyes to see. Daiva Netrena, bodies are awarded under the supervision of superior powers. How can these superior powers control the evolutionary process of living entity if they are not free from all imperfections? The followers of Vedic instructions cannot accept the Darwin theory of evolution, for it is varied by imperfect knowledge. How can we understand something which was originally existing by someone who is now predicting? It's not going to happen. Hmm? Atedam nityada yukto japan avahita puman achirach shreya apnoti vasudeva parayana. A devotee of Lord Krishna whose mind is always absorbed in him, who with great attention and reverence chant this stotra, will achieve the greatest perfection of life without delay. This is what is Lord Shiva saying. Vasudeva para Veda, Vasudeva para Makha. The ultimate goal of life is Vasudeva. Any devotee of Lord Krishna can attain all perfection, material gains, liberation simply by offering prayers to him. There are many varieties of prayers to Lord Krishna chanted by great sages and great personalities such as Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Lord Krishna is known as Siva Virinchi Nutam. Shiva means Lord Shiva and Virinchi means Lord Brahma. So both of these demigods are engaged in offering prayers to Lord Vasudeva. If we follow in the footsteps of great personalities and become devotees of Lord Krishna, our lives will become successful. Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu. They do not know that the real interest and the highest perfection of life is to worship Lord Vishnu. This is what Prahlad Maharaj is saying. It is impossible to become satisfied by trying to adjust external energy. Without being a devotee of Lord Krishna, one can only be baffled and confused. To save living entities from such calamity, Lord Krishna points out, Bahunam Janmanamante Gnanavan Mam Prapadyante Vasudeva Sarva Vasudeva Sarva Iti Samatma Sudurlabha. Uh, So, we should understand after many, many births and deaths, a wise man surrenders to me, knowing very well that I, Vasudev, am everything. So still we have a lot of confusion. Is Vasudev everything or not? Krishna himself personally saying, oh, very difficult, very difficult. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanamam mam prapadyante Vasudeva sarvamiti samahatma sudurlabha. It's very, very rare to come. So, and when we are getting the opportunity to practice Krishna consciousness, we cannot be negligent. We cannot ignore the great fortune or very rare fortune that we have by the mercy of some sadhu in our life. Uh, and we can achieve whatever benediction we want simply by becoming a devotee. This is the essence. Uh, Shreyasam iha sarvesham jnanam nihrisheyasam param sukam tarati dushparam jnana naur vyasanarnavam. Uh, oh, uh, this is very important. In this material world, there are different types of achievement. But of all of them, the achievement of knowledge is considered to be the highest because one can cross the ocean of nescience only in the boat of knowledge. Otherwise, the ocean is impassable. Uh, so every day we see that a person without knowledge commits some criminal act and is later arrested and punished, despite the fact that he actually may not have been conscious of his sinful activity. Such ignorance prevails throughout the world. Huh? People do not consider how they are risking their lives in attempt of having illicit sex life, kill animals to satisfy their tongue, enjoy intoxication, and gamble. It is very regretful that the leaders of the world do not know of the effects of these sinful acts. The other day, I don't know, was it Sadishwa you were saying, this uh, drugs is legalized or going to be legalized from April. I don't know if it is only a part of Germany or completely. Yeah, we understand the government do not know what are they doing. Huh? They are instead taking things very easily and are succeeding in making the ocean of nescience wider and wider. Huh? While just imagine the torchlight, instead of making it brighter and brighter, what are we making? We are not giving value to this. We are just covering this knowledge with all kind of things. No, 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 no. Huh? So, opposed to such ignorance, full knowledge is the greatest achievement within this material world. We can practically see that one who has sufficient knowledge is saved from many dangerous pitfalls in life. Bahunam janmanamante gnanavam mam prapadyante. When one actually becomes wise, he surrenders unto the Supreme Person of Godhead. So, if we want to know, are we intelligent, are we wise, are we smart, are we what, all these things can be answered if we have understood Krishna consciousness, if we understood that we are servants of the Lord, if we understand that Vasudeva Sarvamiti, that Vasudeva is everything, then we can admit ourselves, yeah, we are. Otherwise, we are just fools. Um, so when one actually becomes wise, he surrenders to the Lord. Such a great soul is very rare to be found. This Krishna consciousness movement, Prabhupada writes, is determined to open wide the eyes of the so-called leaders who are full of ignorance and thus save them from the many pitfalls and dangerous conditions of life. The greatest danger is the danger of getting a body lower than that of a human being. It was with great difficulty that we attained this human form of life just to take advantage of this body and re-establish our relationship with the Lord, Govinda. If we don't do that, we are wasting our life. Lord Shiva advises, however, that those who take advantage of his prayers will soon become devotees of Lord Vasudeva and thus will be able to cross the ocean of nescience and make life perfect. Ya imam shraddhaya yukto madgitam bhagavat stavam. Uh, Stavam is prayer. We know Stavana Manjari. Stavan Manjari means um, a creeper, or uh, a means of all, a compilation of all the prayers. Bhagavat Stavam. Mad Gitam Bhagavat Stavam. Adhiyano Duraradhyam Harim Aradhyayati Asau. Although rendering devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and worshipping Him are very difficult, if one vibrates or simply reads this stotra, composed and sung by me, he will very easily be able to invoke the mercy of the Supreme Lord. So this is what we understand. Uh, then this also, we may know, hey, we have heard so many times like Lord Shiva is said he is the greatest devotee, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu, is glorified. How? Why? Because he is uh, preaching the message as it is. It is especially significant that Lord Shiva is a pure devotee of the Lord. Amongst all Vaishnavas, Lord Shiva is the topmost. Consequently, Lord Shiva has a sampradaya, Vaishnava's disciplic succession called Rudra Sampradaya. At the present moment, those who belong to Vishnu Swami Sampradaya of Vaishnavas come from Rudra, Lord Shiva. To become a devotee of Lord Krishna, Vasudeva, is very, very difficult. The word especially used in this connection is Duraradhyam. The worship of the demigod is not very difficult, but becoming a devotee of Lord Vasudeva is very difficult. Krishna is not so easy. However, if one adheres to the principles and follows the footsteps of higher authorities as advised by Lord Shiva, one can easily become a devotee of Lord Vasudeva. This is also confirmed by Prahlad Maharaj. Devotional service cannot be practiced by mental speculators. Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Mahi yasam padarajo abhishekam nishkinchanam na vrinita yavat. Unless one accepts the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee who is free from all contamination, one cannot enter into the one cannot enter into the devotional service of the Lord. Vindate Purusho amusmad yad ichchati asatvaram mad gita gitat supritat shreyayasam eka vallabhat. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the dearmost objective of all auspicious benedictions. What is the best thing is the Lord. A human being who sings this song sung by me can please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a devotion, being fixed in Lord's devotional service, can acquire whatever he wants from the Supreme Lord. So this is what Lord Shiva is saying, and then he's saying, Idam yah kalya utthaya pranjali shraddhayanvita shrunucham Shravayen Martyo Muchyate Karma Bandhane. A devotee who rises early in the morning and with folded hands chants these prayers sung by Lord Shiva and give facility to others to hear them certainly becomes free from all bondages to the fruitive activities. And conclusion. Geetam Mayedam Naradeva Nandana Parasya Pumsa Paramatmana Stavam Japanta Ekagra Dhiya Tapo Mahat Charadvam Ante Tata Apsya Tepsitam. So, my dear sons of King, the prayers I have recited to you are meant for pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Super Soul. I advise you to recite these prayers, which are as effective as great austerities. In this way, when you are mature, your life will become successful and you will certainly achieve all your desired objectives without fail. Yeah. So this is what we can understand, that we cannot take it easy. Chanting of the name of the Lord is um, An opportunity to chant itself is a blessing. We are not diverted by so many other things. We are not carried away by the what do you call, the temptations of becoming a seeker, temptations of becoming a hatha yogi, temptations of becoming a jnana yogi. No, uh, by becoming bhakta, by becoming a bhakta, what we are doing is engaging ourselves in the devotion. And how? By chanting the names of the Lord, or these wonderful prayers of Lord Shiva that he has got it from Lord Brahma in the glorification of Vasudeva. And that way we can appreciate that Vasudeva is everything, and by engaging in glorification of him, of his qualities, forms, pastimes, we can become successful. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. There are still some nice points that we can cover on this, but yeah, we can see how a single chapter can make our life open the doors to ultimate success. Yeah. Unlike, yeah, Satish Prabhu, we may have seen how many chapters Dhruv Maharaj pastime goes, how many chapters does this Prahlad Maharaj, yeah, Gajendra Moksha, Kapila, all. Here we say just one chapter can deliver the complete essence, the
Yes.
important.
Yes, Prabhuji, very nice recitation. Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I'm like kind of, just wanted to understand the context of, or the timeline in which this is happening, right? So basically, Bhagavad Gita, we know, Lord Krishna recited in Kurukshetra, there was a reasoning behind why all the Prabhuji. And I think this is also very, very important thing because as you rightly said, the number one Vaishnava, the first prominent Vaishnava, Shiva's telling it to Prachetas. But I think the Prachetas, objective was to do penance towards starting Grahastha life. And what is the context of Lord Shiva? Like, I'm not able to understand how this all fits
Okay.
together.
So the first thing is that we understand that Prachetas are coming from the dynasty or kind of we are discussing, like when we are in this fourth canto, we are talking about there is this Swayambhuva Manu, yeah, and from Swayambhuva Manu, then his daughters, and then his sons, and then yeah, next week we are going to, I think, start Priyavrata, I think, yeah. So descendants, we are talking about descendants where now King Prachina Parishat is there and his sons Prachetas, right? So this is in the Satya Yuga time. And then there is also that when everything is created, the universe is created, then before we know that the first supreme person is Brahman, who was there in the material universe, right? And from him, Lord Shiva came, and then he has delegated his task of expanding population. So at that time, these prayers were offered, were given, yeah, as the means to understand Vasudeva is supreme, and that they can engage in this duties along with offering prayers and be uh, uh, um, successful in service. So these are two things. One is when the whole creation was happening at that time, these prayers were given by Lord Brahma to the sages and Shiva. And then in the Satya Yuga and after the time passed where these king and their sons were there, the princess, this was again, yeah, given. And this is what we usually say as a parampara. I mean, it's not like um, um, only for one time that you got it. No, it's actually descending also. Uh, just like Bhagavad Gita, yeah, as you were saying, na, Kurukshetra and everything. No, Bhagavad Gita was also spoken before. When the creation was there, Vaivasvan, the sun god, got Bhagavad Gita. And from him, Ikshvaku, and from him in that way it came, but in the middle it got lost.
Oh, very nice, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I think very helpful, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Anything anyone want to share, add? Parth Prabhu, how was that?
Yes, Prabhu, it is wonderful. Thank you. Um, uh,
By the way, yeah, thank you very much, Parth Prabhu. Parth Prabhu, with his help, we are able to have Zoom calls now from now on. We should be very, very thankful to him. He has wholeheartedly wanted to sponsor for this. Thank you once.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, I have a question.
Yes, Arvind.
You were talking about bhakti earlier, that it's not an activity, but given by the mercy of the Lord. And you were saying that it's not. Did I understand it right? You are just trying to say that it's or not ordinary, because you were comparing it to daily activities, right?
Yeah. So when we are talking in the nectar of devotion, there is this um, yeah. So there is this we have to understand that devotional service is not merely an activity, but it is under the control of Srimati Radharani. Whatever we are doing, it seems to be an activity. We are eating prasadam, we are dancing for arati, we are singing. Everything we can see there is an seem to be an activity, but when it is about Krishna, that is not an activity. That is actually a service.
I see. Okay, thank you.
And it's very important, there is a nectar of devotion in Bhaktiratam the Sindhu. We can see Rupa Goswami is saying why we should take shelter of Srimati Radharani. I'm very happy that in a week's time, I think next Saturday we are already eager to fly. Where are we going? We are going to the land of um, Radharani, in Vrindavan. Why? We want to take shelter of Srimati Radharani. Because without that we can't. Otherwise, it might look that we are doing something that can be only an activity. But only by taking shelter of Srimati Radharani. Devotional service is not merely an activity, but is under the control of Srimati Radharani. Hence, to perform devotional service, one has to take shelter of Srimati Radharani and follow in her footsteps. This is what, in the first chapter of Nectar of Devotion, we can see. So, when we are saying activity, activity is some day-to-day thing, right? What we are doing, what we may do. It's not just doing, it's actually that engaging ourselves, and that engagement is only possible when we take shelter of Srimati Radharani and when she grants us what we are doing, in that is bhakti.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yep. Okay. Sindhu Mataji, I think we also had an episode of Rudra Gita at your place also, right? So I don't know, after that we had one more and this is the last one. Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else want to share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Suretesh Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot for this session. I have one question. So, if someone wants to chant this Rudra Gita, this shloka, are there any rules, Prabhuji, that we have to take bath or?
Good question. I'll check and get back. I don't know. Because when I'm reading, and at least in the purports, Prabhupada has more emphasized on the potency of the chanting. But uh, when we take to the there is a verse which is telling that in the morning, right? Just let me quickly go back. I think one who recites in the morning, there are some guidelines, but it's not mentioned. But I think in those times it was like, okay, that is by given, right? 1 second. Morning Uttishta, yeah. Idam yah kalha uthaya pranjala. Pranjali means offering folded hands, prayers, and that too in the morning. It says in the morning. But I mean, honestly, Suryatesh Prabhu, I would see this when we are talking in Kali Yuga and when this prayers, we cannot see this as part of the what is it? Agamas, right? So either it could not be from Vaikhanasa and all. We see these are prayers when we are talking about in Bhagavatam. Yeah, so we are seeing that these are the prayers that are coming. If we are clean, yeah, and if we are able to recite all these verses that Lord Shiva has spoken, that should be good. But the question also comes, how much are we able to establish a relation? Here we have an opportunity to understand the glories of the Lord from these verses, definitely. And if one can recite and can reap benefit. Yeah. And of course, if one, is there a strict rule whether one should take bath, one should be on fasting, or one should, so I don't know, maybe in Kali Yuga that can be given some concession. But I mean, I cannot speak from a Shastric um position, but I'm saying just, yeah, to whatever level we are pure, we can still engage in reciting these prayers. Yeah,
Yeah.
but as I said, I can check with someone um, how to recite these prayers to attain more perfectly, to attain more perfection.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, point. Yeah. Makarand Prabhu, you could make it today.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. About to unmute and you called my name. Prabhuji, I have one question that is how we can relate the Bhakti Yoga and the Karma Yoga and how we can differentiate it. So I have that doubt in my mind and
Mm-hmm. How to understand whether what is Karma Yoga and what is Bhakti Yoga, right? So for that, when we take to Bhagavad Gita, there are references, especially clearly telling what is the remits of Karma Yoga. Mm. And maybe we can refer to this chapter 12, verse number 8 to 12, that will give us what is the differences between pure Bhakti Yoga. I mean, a pure, I mean, very pure, the purest form of Bhakti Yoga. No? A purest form of Bhakti Yoga is, as I was just mentioning, where we are in direct engagement with the Supreme. Yeah. So always remember, Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakta, Madhyaji Mam Namaskaram. So always remembering the Lord, always engaging in the activities of the Lord, that is pure devotional service. In that there is nothing like, okay, you're taking care of your society, you're taking care of your body. Yeah, yeah, you're completely absorbed in making sure that the Lord is satisfied. Then that's it, everything is that. Karma yoga is also part of it, right? Whatever you are doing, there are two kinds of activities. One is that you're maintaining your own well-being, and you're also maintaining your own sadhana, that you can engage in the service of the Lord. Karma yoga means the engagement of or all activities that you are performing, but you are offering whatever the results that are coming to the Lord. Which means bhakti yoga is um, hmm, what do you call, when you are performing karma yoga, yeah, oh sorry, when you are performing bhakti yoga, then karma yoga is also automatically included in it. Why? Because all your activities are towards service, yeah, serving the Lord. Karma yoga is yeah, it has different levels. One is that, okay, you work in some place and then you are offering the results to the Lord. Hmm? Or when you are doing activities like, for example, yeah, as you know that there is karma, vikarma, and akarma. When you are doing akarma, means all the activities that in connection with the Lord. So, yeah, you are purchasing fruits. You are purchasing fruits, going to a shop. Yeah, you are doing some activity. But then, if you are offering that fruits, what you have done, it to the Lord. Yeah, just like I given this example because we are also doing in our day-to-day life. 5 day a week, we are working very hard. After working, what are we doing? That yeah, we are also making sure that we are not enjoying for ourselves. Yeah, we are making sure that after all, this is all for you, Lord. I am giving it to you. That is karma yoga. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you're not
Thank-
directly working. You're not directly working. Yeah. But then all your activities you have culminating it to practice bhakti. Until you really appreciate bhakti is everything. At the moment we are not. Yeah? At the moment we are appreciating bhakti to a very limited capacity. Yeah, we are not chanting. So if you are not chanting and working and getting the results and offering it to the Lord, that is karma. If you are chanting all wholehearted, full time, always absorbed in the real purpose of chanting, then that is bhakti yoga. But as I said, so maybe when we go through those verses, it makes more clear. I've just tried to give an example and yeah, mention. But 12th chapter 8 to 12 will give you nice 8 to 11. Yeah, 8 to 11. Your step approach. That yeah, the best one is the one who directly is remembering me, offering all worship to me. If he's not doing that, then at least what he should do is he should help the people who are directly doing it. And if one is not able to do that, at least he should get the knowledge. If one is not even able to get the knowledge, then he should follow rules and regulations so that he can come to that level. So these are different levels, and accordingly there is uh, we can. I have a a mapping of who belongs to which yoga. According to this, I'll share that group.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Mhm.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay. Then wish you a nice weekend and see you all soon tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalptarabhyasya kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Next.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.